Right, this video is for the Trucker411, and we're doing a video on goals. So this is my father's crib. I want to show you just some of it. So I've actually organized this a little bit better than what it was. When I got here, it was covered in paper, and I still got work to do. This is his little china cabinet here. Notice the boxes over there, the mop. That's part of his room. This is supposed to be the guest room that when anybody comes, he got it so he got 2-bedroom. In case me and my brother came, supposedly. But I want you to see all them boxes. That's his stuff. Only thing in here that's mine is that duffel bag in the middle and a little brown backpack. All that's his stuff. And that's the air mattress I'm sleeping on. I put a bed in here for him. But I'm going to talk about this because a lot of people want to know why I'm going tiny or to a smaller home and why I want to own my own land. And I'm going to talk about that here on my video as part of our New Year's resolution thing and what our goals are for the Trucker411. And that's going to be personal as well as professional. What's up, YouTube? So this is my video for the Trucker411. I'll be posting it on my channel as well as the Trucker411. Let's get some business out the way. Please, if you're not subscribed to us, go ahead and subscribe to us on the Trucker Doll as well as the Trucker411 and also the other hosts that are on there. Go visit their channels and subscribe. Give us all a thumbs up. If you don't like it, as DeeBoy Stance says, somebody else might. So just give us a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that bell because we will start doing lives on both the Trucker411 as well as I'm doing lives on my channel. And you also can visit us on the Facebook page for the Trucker411. I was just informed by Chi-Town Trucker, who set up our web page, that people have been reaching out trying to reach me through our website for the Trucker411. That email goes to him, so just so you know. So if you're trying to, he's just managing our site. But if you're trying to reach me directly or any of the hosts, you may want to do that through Facebook. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not the best on the messenger side because sometimes I clear my messenger out. With this phone, fortunately, messenger takes up a lot of space. So sometimes I don't respond to messenger. I go check it every blue moon. It's almost best that if you want to reach me, probably hit me on some of the comments in the Trucker411 or in the Trucker Doll channel, really the Trucker Doll channel. You can reach me on Facebook. You can send a message. I'll get an alert in the background, but I may not respond as swiftly unless it's something I really feel urgent. So somebody's trying to get in trucking school, stuff like that. So you can hit me up that way if you have questions. This video that I'm doing is going to be on Happy New Year's, which is one of the things to 2019. And really, one of the things we're going to be doing for this month of January is goals. You know, what are your goals? Where are you trying to go? Whether that's in your personal life, professional life, what are you trying to do? And the reason I did it that way, I didn't want to just make it strictly about trucking, is because we're human beings behind the wheel, right? And a lot of our goals are going to pertain on a lot of different levels. So you may have personal goals, you may have professional goals. You may have all of the above, okay, just to be honest. You may have all of the above. Currently, I have all of the above, okay? I'm at the laundromat. I want to, y'all see that wash in the background? I got to do laundry. I hate laundry, I'm just saying. So I'm doing laundry tonight and washing everything. I have a lot of goals. I had goals when I came back into trucking. One of the goals was weight loss, surgery, which I'll be working on the appointments for that this year. The other goal was to do lease purchase or owner-op, which I'm also going to be doing that this year. The other goal was to move to Texas. I've accomplished that. I've relocated here. I'll have to go back to Arizona and get my stuff and bring it down here. I'm going to do that probably once I have my own property. In the meantime, in between time, I'm pretty much staying probably with my father, and or I'll be home timing in different states. I have an aunt. But I have to come through here a little more frequently because he has some challenges, and so I'm going to be here. The lease purchase thing is in the works right now, and I should hopefully have some information on that here in the very, very near future, which will put me here in Texas a lot more frequently, opposed to what I was doing for the other company that I'm still currently with, where I was on the refrigerated side, and they didn't get through Texas all that much. So this will actually put me to where I'm here more frequently, and I can check on him and his issues. I'm going to be right back. Okay, hopefully y'all, let's see. Well, that's better. Anyway, my best friend called and I had to interrupt the video. So, our topic is goals for 2018. And basically, what do you want to do? When I came back in the truck and I had a set lot of goals for my personal life, for my financial life, and up until I probably get to right about retirement. I want to buy a piece of property somewhere between Texas and north of here. So I was looking at Texas, Tennessee, maybe the Carolinas, but more so I think Texas, Tennessee, anything between the Texas and Tennessee area. I wanted to be somewhere in like where it's green. I want something where there's a stream or a lake or something near the property. And then I want to put what's called a tiny home. Well, my version of tiny would be between probably 400 and 1,000 square feet. In my research, I decided possibly on the arch cabin kit. That's what I'm looking at. It's a kit that they can come right out and install on your property for you. Looking at that. And then I actually even have drawn out diagrams of how I want my land to be. I wanted at least possibly 2 acres, maybe more. And I want it green. I want to be able to have dogs that roam. I want to be able to have enough land to pull the truck on. Originally, I was looking at Spur, Texas. I don't know. I'm going to go see it. I haven't really physically seen it other than going in on a Google satellite view. And it's a very small town. They were allowing tiny homes. But I don't know if that's the route I'm going to take or I'm going to take a different route. But that's what I was looking at. I don't want to live here in Lubbock. Right next to me is a good example of why. And not to knock folks, but I'm not a ghetto person. I don't like ghetto shit. And it's just like there's a mentality here in the city that I saw when I was here before that told me I didn't want to live here. My father kind of is along that route. It's just a certain mentality, a certain type of personality. Not everybody here. There's probably some very good people, some very sweethearted people, but it's really a different mindset, a different group of folks that live here in Lubbock. And like I said, there's some people that are really good-hearted people. It's just the thought process is very different from where I'm from. And I'm okay with people being different, but different at the point of rude, different at the point of just really illogical thought process that goes outside my preview. It just does. As you see, we get rain here. We're getting rain right now and some winds. It's just a different thought process. It's just like I was in here doing my laundry, and this is a business. If the hot water ain't working on the machine, don't tell me, oh, put it on warm. So you trying to tell me if hot water don't work, that warm is supposed to work? Warm can't work without hot. And you knew this machine was bad. You got no sign on it. Oh, well, I started right. No. Once it's done, you're going to put it in this machine. We'll put it on hot. And you're going to pay for that. Because I put my money in and I paid for that. Thought process, how they think, it's different. The girl right now, I'm coming out to the car. There's only certain room for both of us. You see, I'm fat as hell. I'm trying to open the door to get in. She rushes past. And I was like, well, obviously, you in a hurry. Let me back up for you, sister, and let you get in your car. I'm at the car first. You can't wait for me to jump in my car? As I said, thought process. But my goals have been those on a personal level. Get my finances straight. Sometimes doors open in business, and you need to walk in those doors when they open. I've been very blessed that JC Elect introduced me to another gentleman named Dale, and Dale has introduced me to a company I can go through to do my lease purchase deal. That's going to be, it looks to be very lucrative. So I'm in talks with them. And based on what I'm seeing, that's most likely the route I'm going. Right now, I'm handling stuff with my father, and I'm also positioning myself for my move. And then I'm positioning myself so that I can come in and out of here and check on him from time to time. I have other siblings that are about an hour away. They're boys, but they don't handle things exactly the same way. And since my father did not raise any of his children, the only one that grew up with him is my one brother who's in prison, Texas Most Wanted, in prison for armed robbery and attempted murder. Oh, yeah, I got one of them in the family. And that's the only son that grew up with him for part of his life. And we see the consequences of that. When I look at my life right now, when I look at my situation, and I believe that all of us need to do this, especially as we become older, we need to reminisce and look back and then we need to look forward to where we're going, and we need to deal with the past stuff so that we can move forward. Because if you don't deal with the past stuff that may be issues for you, it'll weigh you down to move forward. Okay? Very analytical. I tell you guys, I analyze a lot of stuff. I'm looking at my father right now. Even my mother, who I don't talk to, I see certain things about. Both of them are renting now in their old age. Once they get to a point where they can no longer handle their rent, they're going to be forced into a home. Now, both of them, did things in their young days that are direct reflections of where they're at now. So have I. But if you can turn the tide in your life, turn it. What you don't want to do is be my father at 70 years old. Right now claiming he's broke with an income of over, I'm going to say probably between $3,200 he went from $3,200 to about $3,500 a month. And saying you're broke because you refuse to change your mindset and manage your things better. You didn't manage it in your youth, and he's not managing it now. He refuses to cook for himself. He's even now so lazy he won't even wash his clothes. He drops them off and has these ladies wash it for him. And you're giving out money like it's water so you can feel good about what you think is showing off on being a man. Every morning you pay for a breakfast that isn't even $10, and you give the woman a $10 tip to butter your toast and to butter your pancakes and to put butter and to wait on you like you're the king of the kingdom and feel like you're a big dog, and you wonder why you're broke. You won't shop for the best deal for yourself. So because it might inconvenience you, you won't call around to find out if you can get cheaper tires for your car. So you only have 2 new tires on the car when the back ones are ready to blow at any time. Because you refuse to manage your funds and do things because I don't want to. Renew your mind, people. And what I would say is challenge you to look at your family line. Look at the people around you. And if you see areas, and it's not to judge them, it's really to look at them and say, Lord, let me not be like this. And what do I need to do to have a much more successful life? Sorry, turning that off. What do I need to do to have a much more successful life? What do I need to do so that I'm not this person at 70 years old? And that's what I'm doing. Unless God takes me to the casket first, the goal is to position myself so that I own my own crap. And if I won't, I can hire somebody in and I can die in my own house. Because this situation where you claiming you ain't got no money because you're not managing, you're not cooking for yourself, you get so set. I mean, I'm set in certain ways, but there's some stuff that's just foolishness. And what I've decided, I told him, I said, I don't want to be you. I said, I'm not being mean, but I don't want to come to a house. I'm not managing my money, and all I do is sleep in a chair every day, get up, eat, sleep, poop. And I said, that's what a dog does. That's not what a human does. We should have purpose up until we die, until we are incapable of doing. My father can walk, he can talk, he can go poop, he can have a conversation. Then you should still be able to be actively involved. Instead, he's just sleeping his way to a casket. I want my life to have purpose on a lot of different levels. And this was really him even as he worked. When he got home from the railroad, he just got in his bed, slept, eat, poop. On the weekends, sleep, eat, poop, go to church maybe. And that was him. That was his life. And then, as soon as he could no longer be intimate with women because of his health issues, then, and even then, if he wasn't doing that, it was sleep, poop. That was his mind. He just existed. I challenge you not to exist in this. I challenge you that there are things you can do. And I want to say this, don't make it so much about materialism. A lot of us, we try to live like everybody else. Don't do that. What is it that's in your heart of hearts? What is it that God may have shown you can be your future goals? A, to position yourself, and B, maybe to be a blessing to somebody else. One of the reasons we've set up the Trucker411 is that the goal of that channel is ultimately, even though it's trucking, to be a blessing to people. Behind the scenes, I've talked to several people on the phone or in chat, and I've had people share some very dark areas of their life. And I'm like, okay, not just one, several. And several who've told me about, the lives that they're in because of XYZ that happened to them as children. I'm like, okay, now I may not agree with where they're at, but I understand why they're there because of the damages that happen. I've had damages. Do we want to stay there or do we want to do better? Is there something we're doing that's prohibiting us from moving forward? So, and I want to be kind of cautious with this, but I know people who go into business and maybe there's an aspect of who you are. Every time you go to a business, you give some details that you aren't really supposed to give, and it blocks you from moving forward. Maybe you don't give those details because it's your personal business. Not everybody needs to know it. Nobody ever needs to agree with it. That's probably between you and whoever you're involved with or your own personal business. Unless it's something, when I talked to the lady who was the driver manager for the company I'm currently at, I told her, these are my goals. And I told her about goals that I had that may be impacted by the business side. So I'm looking to move to Texas. Y'all don't do reefer in Texas. Therefore, I'm going to probably go and do something else because you don't have a lot of reefer freight that goes to where I'm going. You can't even get me home time to where I'm going. Also, I see some other issues with the company that you're going through, and I'm tired. I don't want to go through these drama with y'all right now. I know when you're trying to fix stuff, but I can't do this with you anymore. Also, I got some family stuff I'm handling down here. So I need to handle all of that. Now, you can make a big deal of it in that company, but I laid it out. If that was not something pertinent to that company, I'm not going to share it with you. It's not necessary for me to share it with you. I'm wearing my old glasses, by the way. Excuse me. It's not pertinent for me to share that with you. If it's something that's going to affect me and what I'm going to do, then I'm going to share that with you. And I've laid out everything for you. Now, if you want to make a big deal of it once I activate it, that's on you. That's your issue, not mine. I've been very forthright and honest. Now, if I choose to use my leave to not only handle family stuff and handle other stuff, I don't just stop living my life because I'm helping somebody else. I'm going to live my life and position myself, and I'm going to what's the word I want to see? Not micromanage. I'm going to do multiple things to manage my time. So I'm going to also work on my father's stuff, but I'll work on my stuff. Because I'm not going to be here for 8 months, 2 years, and 3 days. I'm going to be here for as long as I need to, and then I'm going to go and handle what I need to handle. So I need to be positioned once I get ready to leave up out of here. Love it. And if I need to position myself to come back through here every blue moon, I'm going to do that, whether it's your company or another company. And I may decide another company's best for me, which I've told you. Nothing secret, nothing hidden. When you set goals, there's nothing wrong with sharing those. But if those goals are hurting you because they're extremely personal goals about personal stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with the business, it has nothing to do with the business. If I say, I paint my toenails purple, that ain't got nothing to do with the business. If I say I wear a tiara when I drive, that really don't have nothing to do with the business. It's not hurting me doing my job. So I don't need to really tell you that. I need to just go ahead and do my job. And then if you find out that I paint my toes purple and that's an issue for you, then we'll deal with that at that point. But I don't need to tell companies that. When you set your goals, there are goals you may want to share with the business. There are goals you may not want to share with the business. Use wisdom in what you do share so that you can go ahead and do what's successful for you. If it's not going to hurt you in doing the job, keep it to yourself. If it is going to, if it's not going to hurt you in doing the job and it's not something that's pertinent to them, keep it to yourself. If it's something that's going to impact your job, then yeah, you need to maybe tell them. There are personal goals that all of us have. Mine this year, I wasn't expecting to be in trucking ownership, but I'm going to be in trucking ownership. Probably by the time I leave here. That's a goal of mine. And once I am in that, I'm going to let my other company know, thank you for your time. It was a blast, but it's time for me to move on to the next step. You guys should have steps. And maybe you don't achieve those goals within that year. There are certain things that I wasn't expecting to happen for another year or so, and it's happening sooner. It's okay. Maybe some of the goals that you have been put on the back burner. The weight loss surgery, because of the fracture and some other things, got put on the back burner. I'm still with that goal. That goal hasn't disappeared. It's still going to come to the surface. I'm looking at ownership. I was looking for that to happen after the weight loss surgery. Well, that's going to probably happen before the weight loss surgery. When the doors open, walk through them. Be prepared for them. I started researching LLCs. I started researching CPAs and accounting. I started researching tax consequences. I started researching different things to run a business. I started researching weight loss. You need to research. I started researching investing. I started researching land. I started researching tiny homes. I started researching RVs. I'm going to get one of my steps is going to be to get an RV. Not one of the brand new ones. I mean, unless I come into some money, but I'm going to get, my goal was to get an RV, something where I can park it, hook my truck to it, live in it if I want to. And when I get my land, if I have to live in that for a little bit until I get the house put on it, I have something to stay in. I've started researching all of that. With that being said, you need to research where you want to go. If you've been given a vision or something's come to you, write it down. And then I have drawings right now of how I want my land set up. I do. How I want my whole entire, I want to be kind of like a homestead, how I want my gardening to be, where the dogs will go to the bathroom, how I want the front of it to be, the fact that I'm going to put a walk around patio or deck or whatever you want to call it all the way around my home. I've drawn all that up. Yes, I have. If you have vision, write it down so that you remember. I just went back the other night, sitting in my father's living room, looking at the land, looking how I have everything planned out. So it reactivates. I don't let my vision die. Okay? Unless something happens to me health-wise, that's my goal. That's part of my vision. And then also, keep your spiritual stuff in order. If you're driving out here in these trucks, you should be spiritually aware. And then look at what's around you. And I'm not trying to say look at your family to look at them down, but look at where sometimes looking at our family, especially our friends, and they're not where they're supposed to be, or they're doing stuff that is sad or sick or twisted in order to get ahead, or because they didn't position themselves at a certain point. You need to look at that and say, I don't want to be that person. What do I need to do not to be that person? And I hate to say it, that's what I did with my father. What do I need to do? What does Shannon need to do so that I don't end up like my dad? That's what I did. Yes. What do I need to do so I don't end up like him? It's not to be mean. It's not to be evil. It's simply facts. I don't want to be my biological father. I don't want to be I don't want to be renting at 70 years old. I don't. I don't want to have no connected apartments. I don't. I don't. I want to own my stuff, and the only thing I want to be paying is if I have to pay property tax. That's it. I don't want to be, no, I don't. So when you come into this industry, if you're new, please set down goals on where you want to go, what you want to do, and where you want to be. What kind of money do you want to make? What are you going to do with that money? How are you managing it? One of the big pet peeves I had was eating over the road. I didn't want to do that. The company I'm looking at and when I'm doing the lease where I'm possibly going to, well, I'm going there. I know I'm probably going there. That they have refrigerators on the truck. My lease purchase would include refrigerator. It includes a lot of creature comforts. All I have to do is put a microwave on there, and I can now handle my diet, eat, and not waste so much money eating out. Something you do with starter companies. And understand, it's a starter company. They'll give you a bare bones truck in order to get you your skill set. But once you get to a certain point, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Set goals and be ready to walk through doors when they open. I just had a talk with DCIJams tonight. A serious door has opened for him as a businessman. When he gets home, he's going to have a conversation. It's a big door. Is he positioned to walk through it? And if that door opens and you can walk through it, walk through that door because God has positioned you for something. My door is open. Someone saw me here in social media. They reached out to me about a whole different company. If I lived in California, that door would have opened. I had no desire to live in California. So then they hooked me up with a friend. And that friend now has connected me to a good lease purchase deal. This was part of my goals, part of the vision, and it's starting to manifest. I'm going to walk through that door. And you have to be ready to walk through whatever door you have. So what I challenge you in 2019, if you don't know who you are, get to know who you are, because that's huge. If you don't know who you are, people will take you through all sorts of shenanigans. If you know who you are, set up for yourself vision. Even if your finances aren't where they're supposed to be, it should not stop you from moving forward, because as you move forward, those things will line up. Make sure you got some spiritual sound ground, and that's in order. It's huge. Because once you know who you are, you got to get in tune to me with God, who created you, so that you have his backing as you're moving forward. Be real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Set realistic goals. Set long-term goals. And then start chipping away at getting to where you want to. For some of you guys, that's trucking school. For some of you guys, it's moving from a company driver to an owner-op. For some of you guys, it's leaving the company you're at altogether and moving into maybe a more mature company, moving from a starter company to a mature company. Or trying something different. Maybe you've done reefer, you're going to do flatbed. Maybe you've done flatbed, you're going to do tank. Maybe you only driven in the U.S. and now you're getting ready to step out your comfort zone and drive to Canada. Whatever it is to take you to the next step, be ready to walk through that door. Live life fully. Don't live life half at butt. Guys, I want to say 2 and 2. Be blessed. I'll be doing some lives later. I'm going to upload this probably later tonight. Anybody wanting the Trucker411, please go ahead and join us. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. This also will be on the Trucker Doll channel. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. Okay? We want to see you back here. For any new subscribers, we want to welcome you to the Trucker411. I want to welcome you to the Trucker Doll channel. Don't forget we're on Facebook. We have a webpage. We've got some more stuff coming. We're growing at the rate of reaching the people we want to reach. We're not here for slick willy tactics. We're here really to help you and try to be a blessing and answer questions, which any of us will do behind the scenes. So again, I want to thank you, and to all the people, the moderators now on my lives, thank you, thank you, thank you. To my admins on the Trucker411, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're looking to hopefully add some more admins, hopefully this year, as we find them to fit the focus of the channel. And I want to thank you. Again, 2 and 2, be blessed. All right, what's up, y'all? I forgot to add something. The reason I showed you the room with the clutter, stuff that man ain't touched in over 2 years. And I've been guilty. I had to have a house that was almost 2,000 square feet. I lived in 2 rooms. The reason I'm downsizing, it's a waste of money. Sometimes we're so busy trying to live like other people. He don't even like to clean. He don't want to wash his clothes. He don't want to cook for himself. I told him, if I come into some money, I bless you. Even though my mother didn't help me, I bless her. He gonna tell me, folding up the hoodies, he gonna tell me, because I told him I'd buy a condo for him and one for my mother, and y'all could, just pay whoever to come take care of you. If I came and say, let's say I won the lottery, we're just dreaming. I want a 3-bedroom house. For what? You don't take care of a 2-bedroom apartment. But that's the ignorance of trying to be like someone else. Guys, this is where reality needs to come in. I told him, I said, look, you got all that clutter in that room. You need to go in there. Whatever you ain't touch, you need to give it away. You're sitting here all day long on your ass not doing nothing. You can go through all that stuff in that room. It makes no sense. You said you got this apartment so that if me or my other brother need to come, which that brother has not come to stay with him, come down here to stay with you. Um, that because what he really wants is somebody to take care of him. I said, who's gonna come do that? He has two older cousins, older ladies, older than me, so they're like 60 in their 60s, who have come down and cleaned his house for him because him and his male cousin couldn't get their ass off their ass and do it. So he called his sisters to help come down and clean. So why would I go and buy you a 3-bedroom house if I had the money, and you won't maintain a 2-bedroom apartment? Secondly, you're by yourself. You don't need a 2-bedroom. I said I would get you maybe a 2-bedroom condo so you could use the second room as an office and if you had a guest. But I'm not going to go buy you a 3-bedroom house. It's insanity. It is ignorance. This is thought process. This is reality. So a lot of people who are going tiny, these people are to me having true wake-up calls of what's really important. I want to position myself to enjoy my life. All those things that sit in houses that you don't even use, you don't even just look at it, gain dust. Can't take to the gasket with you when you could be living life to its fullest. If y'all haven't seen it yet, go watch a movie called The Bucket List. And it's a Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. Great movie. It preaches. Because so many of us live our lives and don't enjoy it. Collecting things to put in a house that we don't enjoy, we work our ass off for, and we don't enjoy it. You gotta change it, folks. Change it. Anyway, y'all be blessed. Again, 2 and 2, I wanted to the reason I showed you that room of clutter is because that's the stuff that holds us back from the potential to enjoy life. Renew your minds, y'all. Renew your mind. Anyway, I hope y'all have a blessed day. 2 and 2.